Once upon a time, in the ancient land of Israel, there lived a man named Samson. His tale wasn't ordinary. It was one filled with divine prophecies, incredible strength, love, betrayal, and a heroic end. It all started before his birth, with his mother, a barren woman, visited by an angel. This celestial being delivered an astonishing message. She would conceive and bear a son who, from the very beginning, would be dedicated as a Nazirite, signifying a sacred devotion to serve God. The angel instructed her to avoid wine and unclean food during her pregnancy, and thus, the story of Samson's miraculous beginnings unfolded. As Samson grew, his physical might became evident, an extraordinary strength gifted by the divine. With each passing day, his desire to liberate the Israelites from the oppressive Philistines grew stronger. Despite the tension between their people, Samson found himself deeply drawn to a Philistine woman from Timnah. His parents were concerned, but Samson's determination to marry her was unwavering. In his quest to arrange the marriage, Samson encountered a lion. A roaring, fierce beast blocked his path. Yet, empowered by the Spirit of the Lord, he ripped the lion apart barehanded, showcasing his incredible strength. The wedding festivities were grand, a celebration of love and union, but during the feast, Samson posed a riddle to the Philistine guests, derived from his encounter with the lion. The riddle puzzled them. Out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet. The stakes were high. 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothes awaited those who could solve the riddle within 7 days. Faced with the impending deadline, the Philistine guests turned to Samson's wife for help. Her persistence led Samson to reveal the riddle's secret, a decision driven by affection, perhaps to his own detriment. Betrayed by the breach of trust, Samson left the feast, only to discover that his wife had been given to another man. His sense of betrayal kindled a desire for vengeance against the Philistines, igniting a series of events that spiraled into a cycle of retribution and retaliation. Samson devised a cunning plan, capturing foxes, binding them with torches tied to their tails, and setting ablaze the fields and vineyards of the Philistines. This act of revenge sparked further conflict. The Philistines retaliated by burning Samson's former wife and her father. Enraged, Samson unleashed a violent strike against the Philistines before seeking refuge in a mountain stronghold. Fearing Samson's wrath, the Philistines persuaded the tribe of Judah to hand him over, but empowered by God's Spirit, Samson broke free from their bindings and unleashed a fierce onslaught, slaying 1,000 Philistines with the jawbone of a donkey. Amidst these victories, Samson faced a personal challenge, the allure of love. He fell for Delilah, but the Philistines, eager to exploit his weakness, tempted her with a handsome reward to uncover the secret behind Samson's strength. Delilah, driven by the promise of wealth, or perhaps her own desires, relentlessly pressed Samson for the truth. Thrice he deceived her, weaving tales about his strength, each time proving false when the Philistines attempted to exploit the information. When Delilah first asked Samson about the secret of his strength, he told her that if he were bound with 7 fresh bowstrings that had not been dried, he would become weak like any other man. So Delilah, acting on his words, bound him with 7 fresh bowstrings. But when the Philistines laid in wait as per her instructions, Samson easily broke free, revealing that it was a lie. Delilah, undeterred by the failure of the first attempt, asked Samson again for the truth. He then told her that if he were bound with new ropes that had never been used, he would lose his strength. Again, she tied him up with new ropes, and again, Samson easily broke free when the Philistines ambushed him, proving this statement to be a lie as well. Delilah's persistence continued, and Samson, under pressure, told her that if his 7 locks of hair were woven into a loom, he would lose his strength. Following his instructions, she wove his hair into the loom, but yet again, when the Philistines came, Samson effortlessly broke free, revealing the statement as another falsehood. Driven by an insatiable desire to uncover the truth, Delilah's unwavering determination eventually paid off. Samson, worn down by her persistent questioning and apparent distress, succumbed to her pleas. In a moment of vulnerability and misplaced trust, he disclosed the genuine secret behind his strength. The consecration of a Nazirite symbolized by his uncut hair. Seizing this critical revelation, Delilah betrayed Samson's trust. While he slumbered, unaware of her treachery, she sheared off his hair, stripping him of his divine strength. Samson awoke to a harsh reality. Captured by the Philistines, his once mighty strength stripped away, theirs was a vengeful grasp seeking dominance over the fallen hero. Their first cruel stroke of revenge was to gouge out his eyes, robbing him not just of sight, but also of his perceived invincibility. It was a brutal statement, an attempt to render him feeble and powerless. Blinded and broken, Samson found himself imprisoned, forced into the toil of grinding grain in a mill. This labor wasn't just physical. It was a ruthless psychological torment, a means for the Philistines to showcase their conquest over a defeated and humiliated figure. Yet, in a twist of fate, during a grand celebration honoring their god Dagon, the Philistines presented the blinded Samson as a spectacle for their amusement. But in the depths of his adversity, Samson's faith surged back to life. Miraculously, his hair, the symbol of his sacred dedication, began to grow anew. With an unwavering belief in God's strength, Samson summoned a last surge of determination. Guided by a resurgent faith, he positioned himself amidst the temple's pillars. In a moment of raw courage, he pushed against these columns, causing the entire structure to crumble. In that cataclysmic act, Samson met his end, but not without bringing down a multitude of Philistines, leaving a legacy of bravery and sacrifice.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to get more content like this.